Hello everybody and welcome back to SMJ-Tech channel, and today we'll be jumping into the animation portion of PowerPoint. As you can understand, we'll be covering the MS PowerPoint tutorial today, and I'll be heading over to the animation area. Just a basic overview how you can add animations to your presentation. Over here I have a simple presentation that's just clicking away and showing things. So how can I make this interesting for my audience? The important point for any presentation is to ensure that you have enough engagement for the audience. So you shouldn't be showing everything upfront. You should keep things coming one by one. So animation is a good option to use in your presentations. So over here I have this slide which I want to animate, or show my animation points one by one. So how can I go about it? So firstly, I'll head on to the animations ribbon over here. This is as you can see, it's everything there, but it's showing disabled. That's because I haven't clicked on any of the slides yet. So as soon as I click on the object, because animation applies to the object, as I explained in my first tutorial, there are two parts in PowerPoint. One is transition and the second is animation. Transition is when you're moving from one slide to the other. So you cover the transitions as you can see over here. Animation is basically on objects or text within the slide deck that you have. So it applies for each object within the slide. So animations are applied on slide basis, whereas transitions are applied on presentation basis. So let's start off with our animation. The first and foremost important thing is to enable the animation pane. You'll see why this will come in handy. So over here you can see this icon over here that's saying animation pane. Once you click it, you can see there's a panel over here shown on the very right of your presentation that will show the animation objects as we animate them. So first things first, let's see, I have these objects. Each one of them are separate entities, as you can see by clicking on them. So basically I have all of these objects that I want to animate. So let me start off with this one. Let's see, what options do I have? As soon as I click on this one, I get a bar over here which becomes enable, and it's showing me a lot of options. So if you want entrance related activities that you want to show up in your presentation, or show kind of an entrance in your presentation, so you have multiple options to here. You can see appear. That will happen is it will just appear on the screen. Then you have fade. You can also check them out directly by clicking on them. You can see how each one will play out. And also one important thing is to see how it will come into play. Once you select the animation type over here, there are sub options over here that you can select. This is usually applicable for bullet points. So you can have one bullet point appear in a fade form one at a time, or you can have them displayed all at once, or you can have them by paragraph. So right now, since I'm working with a single object, so I doesn't apply for me. So this one looks interesting. It will fly in. So you can see, you can set the directions over here. So right now the one we saw was coming up from bottom. This one will come from the left side of the bottom, and this one will come from the left. So you have this object coming in from each direction, so you can choose uh, the one that you like. or you can have it like you sort of float in, just sliding in into the presentation. So there's a couple of options over here. It's float up or float down, or you can, have it split into a direction. You can see these are different horizontal in split and horizontal out split. So what I'm going for will be coming here right now. Let's see. I'll go for this wheel part. It works. It fits best with the circular shape. So let me try out a few things. I have one spoke like this. I can go for two spokes. Yeah, this looks nice. I also have three spokes. Wow. Then we have these four spokes. You see, it's looking interesting as you're checking it out. Now this is cool. So let me just choose this one. So once I have selected uh, what I'm going for, so I've chosen the effect option. Now I can, select the trigger. So I can choose how to trigger this. Either I can have it triggered based on uh, a certain shape, or the easier part would be from over here. You can see the timing section over here. So I just want to uh, initiate this object animation on click of my mouse, and the duration is basically, this is 2 seconds, right? So if I reduce this, you can see it being reduced, and it will be kind of a playback. As you can see, it will be a lot quicker than it was before. It was slightly slower. It'll take around 2 seconds to complete. So this is, as you can hover over it, you can see the starting point is 0 seconds and ending time is 2 seconds. So anything displayed over here is in seconds. So you can define how long your animations will last for this object. So it's always better to keep it short and sweet. And if you want to add any delay, for example, you want it to be played out after you know uh, 0.25 seconds of clicking, and you can also keep checking your playback after applying your animation. So before you run the slide deck, you have that option available to preview your animations. One interesting that you might have noticed is it's showing a small one over here. This is basically showing you the sequence in which your animations will play out. So there are a couple of things that just happened behind the scenes that you might have not noticed. One is this one, and the other one is you can see this small star appearing right beside your slide. This basically shows that this particular slide has an animation inside it. So the ones that don't have them, you can see they're just plain numbered. Whereas in this case, you can see that there's a small flying kind of star right below the number 2. So it's showing that this slide has animations embedded. So it's easier for you to understand as well that the upcoming slide is the animated one. So let me just try out this wheel type over here for this particular circle. And what I want is for this to appear after the previous one. So what does this mean? So this means that whenever this circle completes, it will start after that one. So I don't have to click it. So let me just run a slideshow for you, so it will make some sense for you. You see, I haven't clicked my mouse, so that's why it hasn't appeared yet. So as soon as I click it, you see, and the second one plays out automatically because I have kept it after previous. So if I keep it with previous, what will happen is as soon as the animation of the first one plays out, this one will start automatically. Let's check this out. Okay, I click my mouse. You see? So they both complete in the same time. This is even cooler than I thought. So as you can see, both of these are running in parallel. So both have number one over here. So that's important. So you can see that this is the sequence. The sequence for both of them is the same. So they'll be playing out right beside each other. Okay. So okay, now let's move on to our first animation object. So we have this circle, this is square, and these are all separate objects. So what you can do is either you can have them grouped into a single object. Let me show you how you can do that. You select this, you press shift and select the second object, then you select the third object keeping the shift button pressed. So all these three have been pressed, and without clicking anywhere else, right click on the object, select group over here, and you see a group option over here. As soon as you do it, these three become one. All right. So if you want to animate this whole as a single object, you just complete them as one, and you can see. Now let me see what option do I want to use this one for. I have this. Now this one looks interesting. Let's see how it's gonna look. I click on this, and yeah, this one looks nice. So I'm keeping it on click for now, so I can choose when each item appears. So let me just do the same for the remaining ones. Let me just group them up so it's not too difficult for anyone to or you can also animate each object by itself. So it's up to you. So I'm just doing it to save my time, since I'm not too much into animating each and everything. Putting in here's a tip for you. There's putting in too much animation in your presentation also gives away a few things, and it also irritates people a bit. So you don't have to put everything in there, just put in enough so everyone keeps interested. So let me see, I have this. Okay, you can see the sequence over here. The first one, these two objects are running in parallel, this bigger circle and this star circle, and then I have this animation number one playing out at number two, and it is on click. Okay, I am keeping it on click. You can see this drop down beside it. You can see the options. I can have it on click, I can have it start with the previous one, all right, or I can even automate it and start after previous one. So with previous one will obviously run it in parallel. After previous one will, as soon as the first one completes, it will automatically play out. So I'll do that for the upcoming ones. And the effect options, if you click on them, so if you want to play out a sound, you can do that. Let's see what kind of sounds they have. Okay, it played out a sound just after that, kind of a breeze. So these are the options. You can define the timings. You can, as you show that it's on click without any delay after the clicking, and duration is 0.5 seconds. It's very fast. You can have it, slightly slower. maybe 1 second. You want to repeat it, it will keep repeating until you end. So there's a lot of ways, and you can also rewind when playing, so it will keep playing. You can add triggers to it, so that's an interesting option. You can animate it as part of a click sequence, or you can start effect on the click of a certain object within the slide deck. So you can do that. Let me see what happens when I click rewind. Rather, I'll do this for the first one, that would be more interested. Okay, there's the breeze again. So let me just go over this larger circle. That will be interesting to remove, keep automating. All right, and I repeat until the end of slide. Yeah, that would be interesting. So it will keep, running, I would say. Let's see how it goes out. Yeah, that's interesting, right? It's kind of a cool ring running through and through. So let's just quickly move on to our second object. So I click on this one, and let me see, how do I want to show this guy? Let me just apply fly in for this one. Oh, maybe fade one. Any options for fade over here? No, just fade in. All right, let me just yeah, that would be interesting. And now I want this particular shape to appear after the previous one. So let me see how it's playing out. Yeah, let me begin from start. Yeah, okay, so that's two of these. Let's do something for this guy. Let me just yeah, that's a cool place. Okay, I have this box. Now this is one cool way to display it. This is a diamond shape, and yeah, that looks nice. So this is another display of shape, and I also want this one to be after the previous one, and I want it to be a bit short. So let me see. Yeah, that would be good. So you can see these are being shown in sequence. So I have 1 and 2 till now. As soon as remember, as soon as I specify after click that it will change the sequence number. So I'll do it for this one. So let me add another cool animation for this one. Yeah, this one looks nice. So let us just do this, and we'll keep it on click. We'll reduce it to 1, so it's not too slow and not too fast. And I'll apply this one. Okay, and let's see how this one looks. Whoa. No, that didn't work for me, at least. And not this one as well. So let's see. Oh, this one's interesting. You can also add motion paths. Let me just show this one for you. So I have these lines. Okay, you can define your own path. For example, I just want this shape to fly in. Sorry, you keep to your place, buddy. I select this and this line, and I want it to fly in, sort of, rather straight over here. So I can define my own path for this shape. And let's say I just want this to move in this direction. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, that's nice. So I'm keeping it after the previous one, or rather I'll keep it on click. All right. And then we have the last one, and let's choose one cool stuff for this guy. Yeah, that looks nice. So let's keep the duration short, so it doesn't take too long for our slide to play out. So we used a total of 5 different, or rather 5 or 6 different animations. Now I want to see how it looks. All right, so now is the moment of truth. Let's click on the slideshow button that's way over here. So let me just see how it plays out. I'll click on my main slide first, so it looks even cooler. So remember, whenever you're clicking on the slideshow, it will start from the slide that you have selected, unless you head over to the slideshow and keep it on always on beginning. So this is my presentation's first slide. I click on it. This things look something bit off. Okay, this shouldn't be right over here. Let me just fix that. So let's see, why is it over here? It's appearing. Okay, so I haven't added any appearance for this. So okay, this is an interesting option. So okay, I will add an animation over here, and I will add an appear over to this guy. Okay, and now I want this to move up. So I'll select this group 1, and I will move this guy up right before this, and I keep it on click, and keep the animation after previous, so it will tie up to the previous one. And which one was the other guy person? Okay, this one was the other shape. So let's add another animation here for it to just fade in, and then we associate it with the animation that we have. Let's just move it up a bit, and we keep it over here. Rather, I'll move it down, and I keep it after previous. And then let's see how it works out. Let's start the slideshow again, and when I click on it, you can see it's my first animation hasn't appeared yet since I have kept it on click. Now you see these all three played out one after the other very quickly, and I've kept the fourth one on click. So once I click on it, and then we have the last one, and you can see the circle in behind constantly running since I've kept it on repeat until I move over from the slide deck, and then I click again and I'm on my third slide, and that's the end of the slideshow. So remember one more thing. For each item that you want to animate, you have to add an appearance. That's why they're here. Okay, so you can add an appear and exit, entrance, emphasis, and exit for each item that you want. So these were a few animation tips for you guys for PowerPoint. I hope you like them and use them in your presentations. If you have any questions or anything you want to ask, just drop a comment in the comment section, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. So don't forget to like this video and keep subscribed to keep getting new content every time. Take care, everyone, and bye bye.